Good day, everyone, and welcome to another exciting vocab video. This is Mr. Stitt, and today we're going to talk about week 15 for my 7th grade students. Now here's a list of the words this week. Unblemished, solicitude, confidential, shearling, memorable, and dingy. So let's dive into the first word and find out what it means. The first word this week is unblemished. Unblemished. Now this is a noun, so it can also be used as an adjective to describe something or someone. Now, it means to not have a mark that detracts from appearance, as a pimple or a scar. It also means to not have a defect or flaw, stain, or blight. As you can see in the image here, this woman is unblemished. She's posing in a way, and her makeup is done in such a way that this is what's called a glamour shot. It's meant to highlight the best aspects of her beauty, and she is trying to appear unblemished or without mark. Maybe she's a beauty pageant contestant, but she's very beautiful, and she's trying to become unblemished. Other things that you might think of as unblemished are your clothes. Maybe you want to wear clothes that don't have any marks or stains on them, or a nice pair of sneakers that are fresh and white and crisp and don't have any wrinkles or creases in them. That would be something unblemished. So synonyms of unblemished would be flawless, spotless, undamaged, clean, immaculate, perfect, whole, and untarnished. Unblemished. Now the next word this week is solicitude. Solicitude. Now this can be a noun or an adjective, and it's an attitude of expressing excessive attentiveness, care, or concern. So in a negative way, solicitude can kind of be like you care so much about something that you're anxious or stressed about it. Like, think about your phone. If you lost your phone or you cared so much about your phone that you were always checking it, you would have a great deal of solicitude towards your phone. But in a positive way, think about a mother or a doctor caring for their child or a patient. Their care and their level of attentiveness in their care would be great solicitude, and that would be a positive thing. You want a mother to care for the child with great care. You want a doctor to be very detailed in how he provides care to his patient. So synonyms for this word would be care, thoughtfulness, worry and anxiety if it's a negative, and alertness and watchfulness. So always caring for something, but almost being so caring that you're alert and anxious. Solicitude. The next word this week is confidential. And this is an adjective, so it describes something that you say or something that you know as confidential. And confidential is the spoken, written, or acted on in strict privacy or secrecy. Shh, it's a secret. So anytime something is a secret, or you don't want somebody else to know about it, or it has some private matter to it, it would be called confidential. So maybe your friend likes another person, and they want you to keep it a secret. That would be confidential information. Indicating confidence or intimacy, imparting private matters. It can also mean having another's trust or confidence, entrusted with secrets or private affairs. Sometimes teachers, they will share information about a child that they have in their class with other teachers, but that information is meant to be private and confidential, not blabbed to the whole school. So synonyms for this word would be classified, private, hush-hush, secret, or secretive, or off the record, confidential. The next word this week is a fun one, and it is shearling. Shearling. Now, this is chiefly a British word, so we don't say it that much in America, but it's a noun. And it can also be a verb, and it's a sheep that has been shorn once. It could also mean the short wool pulled from such a sheep, or the skin from a recently shorn sheep or lamb, tanned with the wool still on it. So, like I said in the definition, it can mean a number of things. It can mean the whole sheep can be called a shearling. Just the wool that's pulled off the sheep after they kind of shave the sheep down, that can be called the shearling. So it has a couple of different meanings. But synonyms of this word would be sheep who has been recently shorn, or the sheep's wool. Shearling. The next word this week you're probably very familiar with, and that's memorable. A memorable is something, it's an adjective, so it describes an event that's happened in your life, and it's something that is worth remembering, notable, or easily remembered. So I have a picture of photographs here because oftentimes in our life when we do something that's memorable, it's something that you would take a photograph of. Like say you went on a really awesome trip with your family. It would be memorable if you took photos of it because you'd want to come back and remember it for its importance later. Maybe you graduate from college or from high school. That's a memorable event. That's something you want to remember forever because it's so important. So synonyms of memorable would be catchy, enduring, impressive, important, meaningful, monumental, notable, and unforgettable. Memorable. Okay, the last word this week is dingy. Dingy. Now, this is an adjective, and it describes something, and it's of dark, dull, or dirty color or aspect, lacking brightness or freshness, shabby or dismal. So a lot of things can be dingy. This man's hands are very dingy. They're gross, they're nasty, they're filthy, and he has dirt all over his hands. So he's probably out in the yard digging or working on a project like his car, and he got his hands all dirty. So they are now dingy. Other things that might get dingy are your shoes. Maybe you at one time had a nice pair of white sneakers, and over time people stepped on them, or you got in some mud somewhere and they became dingy. Your house, your room, your clothes, these things can become dingy very quickly. Think about a public bathroom that you've been at, and maybe at the mall or at your school. That can be very dingy. So synonyms would be dilapidated, dirty, drab, rundown, shabby, and colorless. Dingy. Well, thanks so much for joining us this week. Here's a list of the week 15 words for my 7th grade students: unblemished, solicitude, confidential, shearling, memorable, and dingy. Thanks again for joining us. I hope you come back next time. See you later. Bye.